Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Shukan Wadhawana. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I suggest you to subscribe to the channel and press the bell notification icon which is just given down there. As well as I wish you to follow me on Instagram and Facebook with the same ID as Shukan Wadhawana. Alright, so today I'll be talking about just one topic which will be enough. Many of the students, they have the questions regarding what are the things that keeps a person sane during the med school, right? So there are a lot of things which works for a lot of different people, but I'll just say like my favorite one thing that has helped me actually came out of the very darkest hours of my med college, darkest hours of my med school. The one thing and only one thing, probably it might be cliche to some people, but hey, here it comes. Alright, so let me just give you a hint of something. It's like this is the thing that you can actually inculcate in your daily practice. One, it can be something that you can actually make a ritual of. Two, alright. The third thing is it is actually something that you can do even while you are laying in the bed. Alright, so these are the three things. I just give you some few seconds of the time.
5 minutes later.
Have you figured out what is the thing that I wanted to talk to you of? Have you figured it out?
Stop it. Get some help.
It is nothing but a simple thing as prayer. Yep, you heard me right. I said prayer. Now a lot of people might be just saying like, how come you are saying something as prayer? Now to those people I would just like to say two things. There is something is better actually coming from a person who is from the background of science, who believes in science, to also believe and have faith in God. That's what I personally believe. One thing. The second thing is, the brother, you do not know me well, and this is all this channel is about. Like, you'll get to know how I am as a person, like what works for me as a med student might not work for a lot more people, right? So when I said that there are so many characteristics of the people who pray, and like the things that you inculcate in your life from there on are quite different. Okay, so let's just begin with saying out all those things like this. So the three qualities that I wanted to say, which are actually way more beneficial, it actually outweighs, I can say, and trumps everything. The very first one, are you ready? Let's just go for it. It is actually bringing the peace. Peace. Did you say peace? I say peace because when you're in the medical school or in any school which is actually a high pressure environment, it is very much essential for you to actually maintain the calmness and not only be just result oriented, but also being process believer, because a lot of things, it takes a lot more time than what people might actually imagine. I think people know that, but simply stating it out, a simple fact is like medicine, being in a medical school is very time consuming and taxing personally. So there is a lot of believing. If it is there, then it helps you out to just probably makes things easier for you, way more easier, until like I guess 60-70% it makes things easier for me, my personal side. That's what I'm saying, right? Bringing peace, because what does it brings a peace? Having the faith in someone which is quite higher than you and is trying to guide you. So I have people who guide me, like my spiritual leaders are there, so big shout out to them. So my spiritual leaders, they come and guide me whenever I have any issues. They tell me usually. So sometimes it is not in the right. Sometimes I feel a little bit offended, but that is how these people need to be, because they need to guide you. You're not a child anymore. Okay. Now the second thing that I feel very much important is about having a leap of faith. I stated out the same thing when I was pointing it out in the first part. So when I said having a leap of faith is like working towards something, I think it speaks for itself. Let me just give you a story of myself. While I was in the third year, I was struggling with writing one of the exams, right? And the teacher was not willing to just give me a signature for, and it it was during the midst of the exams and the exams were onto my show, and the exams were nearing by in next 15 to 20 days, right? So I had to finish all those things which were left out with all the pending with all the pending topics that the teacher has actually given me to. I was not the only person who was getting suffocated by the teacher's problems, but there were so many people with the same issue. So that is when actually like my faith in the God grew bigger, because I was praying so that I did not have to compensate for that, as being a person who gets left out in 1 year of his school just because he could not clear one subject and the teacher was not willing to pass him. A simple statement was like the teacher was saying something like there is a difference between RBC and erythrocytes, right? Because I wrote down a thing called RBC and that person was wanting it to be writing down as erythrocytes, right? For those people who do not know what these are, they are nothing but the same, but in Latin they call it erythrocytes, and the teacher knew only erythrocyte because of non-spoken English. That was one of the problem, alright? So it was one of the case. Short story now, like I had to go there for next 6 to 7 days, having complete faith that I can, complete it, although like somewhere or the other I knew that I could not, but having the faith, having the prayer done, like things made was simply pretty easier, right? And the third thing, what is the third thing that I feel is it makes you believe in something higher. It makes you believe in something which is far beyond the imagination, like not only your imagination, because when you read some kind of a scripture, let it be from any religion, right, it actually gives you a grasp of what greatness of God has been spoken about. So I feel when you read something which is giving you power, which is far beyond what is your imagination, it lets you and it makes you work more and more and have belief in something that is far more makes you believe in something that you have far more potential than what you actually thought you could have. These are the 3 things that I feel like prayer has helped me. And for you people who also feel the same way, this is just not for medical student but for every other student. If you feel the same way, then please write it down in your comment section. I'll be happy to check out what you feel. Is it the same, or is it some kind of the things that have helped you out, like probably listening to some great music and having a cup of coffee, or like probably just working it out in the gym, or probably just going out with your friends and relaxing. These are all the things which also work for me, but like the far biggest things that I've worked, I've told you that. Thank you for watching the channel, and please subscribe again to my channel.